What is a sanctuary city? A sanctuary city is basically a jurisdiction that decides to protect the rights of undocumented migrants regardless of federal immigration laws. So if you cross the US illegally, just like if you cross any other country, the US can deport you. It doesn't always get applied 100%, of course not. However, that is a clear understanding, is that you can be sent back to your country, right? So what happens? You have cities like New York, Washington, D.C., Denver, Los Angeles, and many others that basically would not assist the federal government in the deportation proceedings. So what does that mean? If someone breaks the law and gets arrested, it could be a DUI or domestic violence, whatever the case might be. So let's say an individual gets arrested for anything. It could be something like domestic violence or driving while intoxicated or anything that makes the person gets arrested. In sanctuary cities, the immigration officers are not going to be notified. So ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, is looking for somebody in particular, and this person is in the custody of those cities, and they will not notify the ICE officers. Many times they will release the person despite of the retainer, which is what the federal government puts in place in order to be alerted when someone they're looking for is in custody. So it's creating a lot of tension. So Greg Abbott, the Texas governor, has decided to bust these migrants in those sanctuary cities. Basically, if you want them, let me send them to you. So in response, the sanctuary cities are seeking money from the federal government in order to take care of these migrants. I've driven in communities around my city, and I've seen communities coming together, getting food and supply, and helping these migrants to sustain the cold, to eat, and all the basic necessities that they may need for the time here in the United States. So I'm gonna now go down to an area where I know there are migrants in DC, and I will talk to them and hear their response to all the things I have said. These people are often not interviewed. Many times they just talked about. So I decided to go ahead and talk to them and see what they say. Let's find out. So guys, as we're about to delve into the subject of immigration, there's a few points that I want to make. Most people prefer their own countries. Most people love their countries. So the idea of immigrating to another is something that most people do not contemplate or even want to do, but are forced to often because they are seeking better living conditions. What does that mean? Most people that are actually comfortable financially in their own country don't feel the need to immigrate to another country. They come and travel and do different things. I'm mentioning all of this because many times people denigrate the Latin community as, oh, they all want to come to the United States. They all want to come and move. That's actually not true. Most people in those countries do not want to move. They are happy where they are. But when you're pushed against the wall in a situation where you have no better means to make money, then it makes sense that people then immigrate and come in this country. So I've been fortunate enough to go to many of these countries like El Salvador, Guatemala, Colombia, and what you find there are people who are happy to be there. They love their culture, they love their women, they love their food, they love everything about their country. But often, the people who do move are the ones that have financial problems. So the media often does not show you guys the rich or wealthy or even the middle class in those countries. And people just assume that, you know, a lot of people in those countries or all of them want to come here. No. The people that come are usually the lowest class, the people who are the poorest. All right. So I just wanted to make that point in regards to moving to the United States and why people immigrate, you know, to begin with. So we met some gentlemen here, and we have apparently a singer. It's a little bit tough, but we're going to see what we're going to do. It's just again to show you guys. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Gerald Glo. Mi nombre artístico es Gerald Glo.
Ok, ¿de dónde eres?
De Venezuela.
Venezuela. ¿En la ciudad?
Puerto Cabello.
Okay. And you said that's a singer?
Yeah, he's an artist. He's a rapper, you know, and so he said he sings, you know, bebop rapper, right?
Yes.
It's okay.
Okay, a few questions for you. ¿Cuánto tiempo llevas en los Estados Unidos?
6 meses.
6 meses. ¿Y por qué?
Por la situación del país de nosotros, de lo que está pasando ahorita con el presidente Nicolás Maduro, y estamos pasando la situación que estamos pasando, y gracias a los Estados Unidos de Norteamérica que nos da la oportunidad de pasar para este lado.
Okay.
Agradecido con...
Okay. Many people don't know anything about your country. What do you want to share so people understand why you came here?
Vine para acá por un nuevo futuro, una nueva vida, surgí, quiero salir adelante con mi carrera de artista.
Okay. ¿Y tienes hijos?
Sí.
¿Cuántos?
Tengo 2 niños.
¿Aquí o
uno
en
venezolano y uno que me nació aquí, tiene 3 meses de nacido.
Okay. ¿Y qué es tu trabajo?
Uber.
Uber.
Yes. Uber.
¿Tienes una licencia de conducir?
Sí, claro, sí, claro.
¿Tú eres de
La de
acá?
Venezuela, claro, sí. Aquí,
No, de
aquí.
Venezuela, no, de Estados Unidos.
No, está en proceso, me llega en 1 mes y medio. Pero con la de nosotros podemos circular.
Okay.
Sí,
Okay. All right.
La de Venezuela es internacional.
claro, internacional. Aquí va
Licencia de
libre.
Venezuela es internacional.
Aquí vale por
La
un
única
año.
licencia internacional. Moto.
Moto.
Oh, moto.
okay, it's worth it.
Oh, delivery.
Yeah.
Uber es
Okay.
Uber.
Yeah, todo.
Delivery, right?
Todo
Okay.
trabajamos.
Repartidor de comida.
Todos aquí
Okay.
somos trabajadores, gente buena que quiere salir adelante,
Somos los
mejorar su
responsables que
vida.
tu comida llegue caliente.
Okay.
Somos los responsables que los norteamericanos coman a la hora y coman bien.
Okay.
Gracias a nosotros los Uber, que
Ok.
llegamos a tiempo con su comida.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
La
All
verdad
right.
tenemos que suplir otras necesidades y son otras cosas. Comentarle las necesidades que necesitamos, que lo que plantearle lo que necesitamos. Lo que pasa es que aquí está sucediendo una cosa en este refugio, ¿cierto?
Ajá.
Entre todos los inmigrantes que somos nosotros, pero el hombre le va a comentar bien porque él es el que sabe bien cómo es. Ya, él le dice.
Okay.
No, queremos darle gracias a la gente del refugio porque nos tratan bien, nos han ayudado, nos han colaborado, nos han prestado el apoyo. Estamos agradecidos con el apoyo que nos han dado de verdad, de corazón. Gracias.
Okay.
Por
All
una
right.
parte o la otra, estamos súper bien. Que Dios nos bendiga a todos.
Okay. All right. What is your ultimate goal? Would you go back to your country eventually, or do you want to stay here?
Obviamente que me gustaría volver, pero con ese mandato que hay ahorita nunca. Cuando salga Maduro del mandato y volvamos a ser como antes libres, obviamente que me gustaría volver, pero por el momento me gustaría quedarme en los Estados Unidos de Norteamérica.
Okay.
Sí.
Okay. Many Americans are upset with crime committed by some migrants. What do you have to say about that?
¿Qué tengo que decir sobre eso? Todos no somos iguales y el que hace el mal tiene que pagar las consecuencias.
Cada quien es
Y
dueño
estoy de
su
acuerdo
barco.
con el que agarren haciendo el mal, tienen que castigarlo porque así
destruyan,
tienen que ser.
Que metan preso.
Porque por uno no podemos pagar todo.
Claro.
Hay gente buena así como nosotros que estamos trabajando y por la culpa del que hizo lo malo piensa que nosotros también somos malos y así no es. Así no es.
Correcto.
No somos gente trabajadora, estamos aquí trabajando, no estamos haciendo nada malo. Pero estoy de acuerdo con el que hace lo malo, hay que castigarlo. Estamos de acuerdo con eso. Ningún tipo de problema.
Okay. How long was your trip from Venezuela to here?
La verdad, 3 meses y medio porque me vine caminando.
3 meses.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow, muy duro, ¿sí?
Horrible. Secuestro, muerte, desapariciones, descuartización.
Violaciones a niños y a mujeres. Seguro.
Muere mucha gente por el camino. Pero la idea es llegar a la meta y gracias a Dios
Y cumplir los sueños. para
cumplimos la meta y estamos ahora aquí. Tenemos que salir adelante y trabajar día a día y portarnos bien.
Okay. How did you get to buy this moped here?
Conseguí la moto porque trabajé 2 semanas de construcción fuertemente. Me pagaban el día 150. Trabajé 2 semanas, ahorré mi dinero y me compré mi moto.
Took about 2 months for him
2
to
months.
work,
¿Y
to
qué
get
es
the
el
money to
precio?
take it.
1200.
1200.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, good job, man. Guys, so you can see, you know, he came here, he started working, and then he made the money that he needed in order to purchase this. You know, that is really, you know, admire, you know, the entrepreneurship and the idea that he can come and work. He's not trying to commit any crimes. So I just want to show you guys the other side of this, because many times it seems like a lot of them are painted with one white brush. Certainly there's some people that do bad things, but many of them are just seeking to work to make money. You know what I'm saying? So you can see, you know, he has you know, moped here, and then the different tools they're about to fix. I've been here a few times, and every time I've been here, they're always like fixing something. So it's not like they have the best equipment, but they make it happen, you know? Making something out of nothing. So you can see, guys, you know, that's how they get these calls, and it comes in Spanish, so there's no need to even speak English. And right now he's out of fuel, You know, he needs gasoline in order to continue working. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Willie.
Willie. Okay, all right. So Willie is out here, man. You know, he's doing what he can. I don't know, you know, Mo is about to break him off a couple of things. But tell him that it's for everybody
Okay.
to break
¿Tienes
it off.
cambio or no?
No, he won't have anything. But tell him.
¿Tienes cambio?
Hey, no. You know what?
Sí.
Give him the 20.
20?
10 dólares.
10.
Yes,
ajá.
yeah. Todo bien.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Gracias. All right. So that's what we did, you know, to help them out, because they're trying to work. You know, these guys, they're trying to work. They're trying to do what they can. So I just want to show you guys. This is like, you know, they're trying to make things happen here.
Venezuela, que viva Venezuela siempre.
All right. Siempre
Que Dios bendiga
Venezuela.
América, que Dios bendiga América Latina.
All
Los
right.
Estados Unidos, gracias por su apoyo, Washington DC.
All right. ¿Qué dice? Necesito
Un chip. Yo necesito un chip de línea para poder llamar, para poder contactarme con mi familia. No tengo chip, no tengo cómo comprarlo tampoco.
Okay.
Para ver si me pueden
He doesn't have
ayudar.
a SIM card to be able to call
card.
and make like
Yeah.
stuff.
And we gave what we could for now, but we will be back to help them out. You know, it's just stories from the street. You know, these guys are pushed against the brake and they have nothing. You know, so they do what they can do. Okay, all right, guys. Okay, no problem. Some people don't know the living conditions in which they stay, so that's basically what you have here. You know, to block against the wind, they basically just kind of, you know, set up this situation. You know, with their luggage and everything, their boots. This is literally all they have, you know, and they basically like sleep right here above these exhaust gutter exit so that they can get some of the wind, the hot air coming out of there, because it's winter time, you know. Oh, there's somebody there. Okay.
Así nos toca dormir a esta hora aquí, porque nos sacan de ahí a las 7 de la mañana
Yeah.
afuera, con
Oh.
todas las cosas.
Okay.
Entonces tenemos que dormir en la calle hasta poder a las 7 de la noche volver a entrar las cosas. Y por lo menos aquí dejamos todo afuera sin que nadie nos lo cuide, porque ¿qué vamos a hacer? Estamos amarrados de brazos para poder trabajar, porque no podemos trabajar si no tenemos cómo guardar las cosas.
Okay, good. All right. They do different rotations. They sleep, they work, they sleep, they work, you know? So imagine not being able to eat in your own country and then you can come to the United States and just start working. You know, this is sad. And I'm not by any means suggesting that these people are doing the right thing by breaking the laws. Americans have all the right to be upset. Because as an immigrant myself, there's something that I dislike about illegal immigration. What I dislike is the fact that there's a feeling that they cut the lines. You know, Africans can't just swim across the Atlantic. Granted, there are some Africans that cross to the border. It is not just Latinos that come to the southern border. You have people from all over the world, but it's the main population. So I understand the frustration because I know what it's like to go through the process. It takes time, it takes years, and it takes money. And they do checks. And people come here, you don't know if they have a disease, you don't know if they have a criminal background. It appears that crime has risen in many communities around the United States. People have a lot of issues with illegal immigration, as they should, you know? But at the same time, you know, we have to sympathize with people who may have nothing. We can't accept everybody, right? But at the same time, the country cannot reject everybody either. So what is the balance? I don't have the answer to this problem. But one thing is for sure, America does not have the means to continue bringing people over and over nonstop. At some point, it has to be controlled. And people have to stop feeling upset about the United States doing something to secure its border. No country can survive without a border. With that being said, you have to sympathize and you have to hear stories from these people. Many times, you are not told, they're just painted as all criminals. I've been here a few times. I had a chance to talk to many of these people, even off camera. And most of the time, every time I see them, they're always out here getting together, fixing their bikes. They do everything they can in order to get something to eat. Some of these guys need something as small as $1, and they can make something happen. So this situation is not going to end anytime soon. As it stands right now, there are some conflicts going on between, you know, different branches of the government. Without getting too deep into politics, if you watch the news in the US, you know what I'm talking about. So the whole point of me coming here is just to kind of show you the other side of this that many people don't get to see. So guys, this migration issue is extremely complex. I don't have the answers, and the whole point of this video is basically to give voice to the voiceless.
All right, guys. So obviously you saw what we were able to, you know, the small little things that we were able to do today. Try to help out as much as we can. It wasn't much, but you know, to them, they were able to, you know, grasp that and take that. And it's all about, you know, building relationships with people who you may know or you may never see again.
No matter how you feel, it's good to put yourself in other people's shoes. It's one thing to feel very strongly about an issue. It is another to see humans standing outside in the freaking cold, hungry, with nothing. When you see that, it touches you.
So my whole thing is, why I came here today is I wanted to help in this any way that I could with the limited Spanish that I was able to translate, communicate with. I just wanted to help people out, just like Ivan said, he wanted to do.
It's not my place to fix anything. I don't have the answers. But I wanted to do the human thing, which is basically help them out and bring awareness to this issue from a different lens than just, hey, look at the migrants, look at the migrants.
The fact that, you know, we're right here and this is our hometown, you know, this is where we live. So giving back to the people that live amongst us is one of the things, you know, even though they come so far from so many different places, they just, you know, their impression from us is to say, hey, somebody was able to reach out to me that didn't know me.
They're humans, and it touches me to see people standing outside in the cold, freezing, hungry.
And their perception of the U.S. may be, hey, we all got money, we all got that, but you know, life is hard. Once you get here, this is the harsh reality.
So most of us have the luxury to just never feel hungry.
And the little bit that we were able to give today, and that would help out, that's all I really wanted to do.
We have more than enough to sustain our basic needs.
So, in closing, you know, the fact that I'm here in Washington, D.C., you know, we're right in front of the Capitol. Most countries, you can't even go in the Capitol and even talk like this, where you're not harassed or surrounded by, hey, you're filming, what are you doing, you know? So
what would you do if you had no other choice but to move to another place that's completely foreign to you? You don't speak the language, you don't know anybody.
We have this ability just to be able to help out, and that's all I really wanted to do today.
It's tough. So let me know what you guys think.
In any way, if you guys are watching, you support, you know what I mean? We're not here collecting donations or anything like that. Or however you feel that you can support your own home or address this issue, leave those comments down and let us know what we can do to help.
You know, drop some comments below. Thank you for watching. And this issue is not gonna go away anytime soon, so we will revisit it again at some point. So guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Hasta luego.
No te me quieras pegar cuando me veas con mis moñas, que la única que no ha doblado ha sido mi doña. Sí, yo voy a beber coña, no te me quieras pegar, mejor mírame desde lejos, que lo único que no han doblado han sido los viejos. Yo voy a beber coña, zapato Louis Vuitton, lentes Versace, pastillas de colores como el pelo de Tecachi. Si va a matar me recomiendo que no falle. Crecí en un barrio calentón, cabrón, soy de la calle. No me quiera frontear con música ni con talento. Yo tengo más talento que todo lo del movimiento. Voy a seguir cantando hasta que me quede aliento y no me voy a desesperar. Dios me va a regalar el momento. ¡Wow!